Hi, I'm Anna Brones and I am the author of the new book, Live Lagom. You might be wondering what Lagom is. Logom is a Swedish word that translates to something around not too much, not too little, just right, something that's just enough. And one of the things about Logom in Swedish culture and sort of that idea of the right amount of things and balance is this idea of bringing nature into the home. And so in the summertime, when the days are really long and the sun doesn't really set, Swedes love to pick flowers and use them in their homes. At midsummer, the celebration of summer solstice, it's really common to make flower crowns. Now, of course, you can make flower crowns at any time of the year that you feel you just need a little happiness in your everyday life, but it's commonly something that's done for Midsummer's Eve in Sweden. So I'm going to show you how to make a wreath today. And there are a few different ways to make flower wreaths. I actually often will just make them without any additional accessories like wire. So you can actually do them with just the flowers, which is kind of nice if you don't have any floral accessories laying around. So you take, you want flowers that have kind of a softer stem, not too hard, because you're going to twist one of them. Daisies work really well for this, and daisies are a pretty common Swedish wildflower in the summer. So you take one like this, put the other one perpendicular, so you kind of get a cross, and then you take the bottom stem, pull it up, and wrap it around. And basically you just continue to do that exact same thing all the way around. So we cross it, pull that stem away from you to the other side, pull it back down, and then wrap it around. And then you can kind of squeeze that down so it goes in tightly. You need a lot of flowers to do this because you kind of got to get all the way around. But if you don't have a lot of flowers, wild grass works really well to fill it in. And you just keep doing this until you get a long length. It's nice to do this with flowers that have a bit of a long stem, just so you have some extra room to play. But as you can see, we've already made a little bit of a section. And so you keep doing that until you get enough to go all the way around your head. And then what's nice to do is just to tie it off with a pretty ribbon. You could also use, if you really don't have any accessories with you, get a few pieces of grass and use those to tie it around. These won't last a long time just because they're a little bit loose, but it's kind of nice to be able to make something without any floral accessories around. So that's one option. Your other option is to do one with wire. So you want a gardening wire that's thick enough that you can attach to it and that's going to hold some weight. And I've already started one here. And what we do is we take short sections of flowers. You want to snip the long stem off. So you want a few centimeters of stem on your flower. And then you make little bunches, and then either using floral tape, or you can also use a thinner wire. You can then attach those to the larger wire, which is the wire that goes around your head. So we have these stems that are a little bit shorter, and we'll put those in. And you can really use any flowers that are in season wherever you are. There's no real rule to that. In Sweden, there's a variety of wildflowers in the summer. And for midsummer, there's a common thing that you're supposed to pick 7 types of wildflowers the night of Midsummer's Eve. And if you pick 7 types of wildflowers, if you put them under your pillow that night, then whoever you dream of is the person that you will end up marrying. I don't know how well that works, but if you feel like trying. So there we've taped on another one, and we just continue to do that all the way around. This is also another great place where if you don't want to be super heavy on the flowers, you can also fill it out with some leaves. Birch leaves are really pretty. Anything that will fill out the crown and give it some volume. So we're just going to keep doing this. So once you have made a length that's long enough to make a crown, you can decide sort of how tight you want it to be, or if you want it to sit a little bit looser. That's up to you. You just want to cinch the ends together and just maneuver. At this point, you can't really see the wire too much. And if you feel that you need to strengthen it with an additional piece of wire, to just wrap that around your point where you've connected the two, you can do that as well. just give it some good structure here. And at this point, we can also, if you feel like you haven't put enough flowers in at this point, you can also put some extra ones in just by pushing them in. Now this is also a lot easier if you happen to have a ribbon that you want to put on one of these. You can wrap a ribbon around kind of loosely because we don't want to crush the flowers. Start on one end and wrap gently around. And this just makes kind of a pretty additional detail. Definitely not necessary, but kind of nice if you want to add it in. And then we'll just tie those ends together. You can also, if you have a longer ribbon, you could have it go down in the back. It's up to you. And once you have that ribbon in, that can be a little bit easier to put in some additional flowers if you feel like you need to fill it out a little bit. So you can just poke them in. Just kind of place them in there. And then you have your crown.